Welcome back, financial forecasters. So today we're doing something different. Today we're gonna go over a webinar together of one of my favorite portfolio holdings. One I'm slowly building up and it's one of those home run plays that I'm getting excited about. So we're gonna go over Banxa today, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass today. I wanna show you the webinar, and we're gonna go over together what makes this company special and why I'm adding more to my portfolio. So let's go over it. Financial forecaster, here we go. Banxa holding webinar, let's go through it together. Working on the international market. Awesome. We want this to be available anywhere. Obviously, if you're in a cryptocurrency and if you're charging these transactional fees and you want to be exposed to the largest space, go international. They're compliant with almost everywhere they are. That is a very important fact, and that's something that I very much like about the company. Next, the first payment service provider on a stock exchange. That is fantastic. First to market, a lot of people maybe say it means nothing, but to me, the first one in the pool always gets the wettest right away. That is fantastic to me. I really like that point. Second, they're a payment bridge between fiat and crypto. Awesome. That's why we love them. They're the bridge from money to crypto. Excellent. Awesome. Third, biggest days were when Bitcoin was down, he says. This is a highly scalable business that doesn't matter what Bitcoin prices are at. It's able to account for low prices, high prices, and it will be able to function with their software and what they're doing in each of these markets. Again, this is long-term sustainability that will be able to scale with the price of Bitcoin no matter where it goes, and loves the volatility. And if you don't think Bitcoin is volatile, it's still going to be volatile till it's all mined. So the volatility will keep going up and up and up, and they will completely capitalize on that. Excellent. Next. All right, on the fourth slide, I'm gonna go look at my notes because I don't wanna miss any of this. They've got the processing payments. They do credit cards, Apple Pay. They do Interac, and Interac is the Canadian version of a debit card. They have different Interacs all over the world, and he goes over the different kind of Interac payments people use all over the world. A lot of people don't like to use credit cards or Apple Pay or any of these things that have a high interest rate, so they go to their debit cards. They go to their bank checking accounts. This gets them the best deal, and they are very much focused on being able to give everyone the option of using their checking accounts right from their bank to crypto money. Fantastic. He really hits on the compliance he's getting from all the countries. They want to make sure that this company is in regulatory filing and be able to do this without getting caught, without getting your money caught with your bank looking like, I don't know what this purchase is. Why would I let this go to this? They're making sure that that doesn't happen, and they're going to hammer that home in the future. That's important. Their platform is scalable. Again, he's going over this. The size of the company will be able to grow with the size of the crypto market. And the crypto market is growing and growing without any signs of stopping. Also, and last point that he really likes, and this is something very important to me, they deliver a coin to the customer in the most efficient, cost-effective manner. Now, I don't know if this is true. I don't know all the payment service providers. I don't know everybody in this space, but the fact that they're trying their best and still trying to make money is important to me. They're not going to do it the most cost effective because then there'd be no business model. They're not going to do it for free, but they're going to try to make money off this. And how they make money off this? Next slide, please. I lied. This is the fifth slide. So they plug their bridge into a coin exchange, and these exchanges use their payment processing. So Banxa is like, if you have a PayPal on eBay, let's just use eBay as an example. eBay and PayPal are different companies, but eBay took PayPal as their payment processor, and it dealt with that part of the business. PayPal had nothing to do with eBay other than processing the payments between the customer and the business. That's what Banxa is. An exchange brings on Banxa. They use them for a payment service provider between the two entities, and that's how it makes its money. It's like the PayPal of crypto, and that's what they've been saying, and that is very, very cool and very, very exciting. Next slide, now's the money slide. This is where we get to start to see how they're going to be making money. All right, what are they charging on these values? Okay, so when you take your money and you convert it, they're going to charge between 0 to 3% of the order value. They're going to make the money on the way in. Also, they're going to make the money on the way out because they're going to charge 0 to 3% on the spread of the exchange. That is important. So they're making money on the way in and the way out. That is very, very good, very cool, and Guys, that's their business model. It's not like some huge complex, how are they making money? Where is it going? Where is it coming from? If the order of Bitcoin goes up, or crypto, or the order of people needing their fiat into the crypto space goes up, they're making more money just on commissions, just on transferring these money. It's scalable with size. As the size of crypto assets go up, the size of their commissions go up, and they'll be making more money. Mwah. Next slide. How could I forget? Before we go to the next slide, they have the future presentation of what they want their company to start being able to do. They have their one growth avenue, and that's what they're growing organically on right now. But they want to get this. I'm going to read it off. You're going to get excited. These are what they want to start introducing into their company. Borrowing and lending. So like a financial institution, like what Square wanted to do, fantastic. It is a huge opportunity. That one's probably a little bit in the future. Next, interest-bearing accounts. Lots of crypto plays are doing this. They're having accounts which earn great crypto, inviting people to their brand, inviting people to their accounts, inviting money in where they're making their money. And that is very, very exciting for me. Next, trading fees. Obviously, they're gonna expand in the trading world. They're gonna see where they fit in these exchanges and how they're gonna adopt to the trading world of cryptos as people day trade them and move them in their accounts. They're gonna wanna capitalize on that, and they've got plans to. Good for them. And next, other products typically seen at other financial institutions. This is very broad. He didn't go in to explain this, and I don't know what it means. So we'll see what I'm not gonna speculate on what it is because he doesn't say, and I'm not just gonna be like, well, it might be this. So next, advertising revenue. I saw a great tweet yesterday that said, only invest in companies that have ad revenue. And I can't, ad revenue is gonna be more and more important as we move into the future. As we've seen with YouTube, it's obviously one of the most driving forces on the internet today. Facebook its entire platform is basically ad revenue. So that's fantastic, I love it. Next slide. Next, growing value transactions. Guys, this is up. This is what we call up. It's going up every time, and the numbers for that final bar that he's missing, which he said, follow the trend going up. Let's see, I can't tell you the exact numbers, but follow the trend. Well, the trend came out and it was north of 700% growth again. So these guys are exploding. They're following that curve and they're loving it. So you watch for that total transaction value, because that's where they're making their money in spades. So we love to see it. We love when the trend goes up. Let's keep going. Next slide. Next slide is not going to concern most of you investors. It doesn't concern me because I don't play stocks in this way. But if you'd really like to know, they have 40 million shares on issue. They have 3,900,000 stock options. They have 714,000 warrants, and fully diluted is 45,372,000 shares. They are on the TSX Venture Exchange, obviously as BNXA. Also available on Wealthsimple. Don't forget to plug or use that referral. We have the OTC, which is BNXAF, and they're even on the German stock exchange as AC00. Next is a cool one. So this one is just comparing them to the companies that are kind of like them. So no one's really like Banxa, which is really cool, but he tries to compare them to other companies. So we have Voyager, we have Galaxy, we have Mogo, we have Big, and Banxa. He says that they're kind of like Mogo. As close to any of these companies as they're like Mogo. But I would like to make this clear. If they keep growing at the speed that they're growing, they will surpass the Mogo share price. And I don't remember exactly what Mogo's at, but I'll put it right there. They are going to surpass Mogo in quick time. If they keep growing like this, they are going to be a much stronger company, in my opinion. I had a few videos back, I had a person who said they preferred Mogo. And you guys, if you prefer Mogo, it's in the same space. It's up to you what to play in your portfolio. I like Banxa, and I think they will be bigger than Mogo one day. Next, top 10 shareholders. You want to know who is holding these shares, and it's insiders, institutions, and other exchanges. So even exchanges are holding share ownership in this company, which I think is kind of cool. So the board and the company, get this, 27% of the company is owned by insiders. I know you guys out there. I know you investors, and I know you know how important this is. You want to stick at a company that has large insider ownership, because that means the company and the board and the people who run the business have a stake in this, and they work harder to get it going. So 27% board management is the large takeaway from this slide. So let's go next. All right, guys, so the growth catalysts. This is how the company is going to be continuing to grow. We have focused and continued execution. So the company is going to keep running well. We want that, obviously. Just keep running a good rounded company. Excellent. Next, growing B2B customer case from 50 customers to 500. Now, they're not talking about retailing customers. They're talking about plugging their payment system into other exchanges. So from 50 to 500, and when you compound the fees that they're going to get from all these transactions, that is a solid path to growth. So let's hope they can announce some more customers that will be integrating the Banxa platform. Payment platform expansion across Latin America, Asia, and Africa. Excellent. Get all over the world. If you're compliant there, they should be plugging in Banxa. They should have their foot in the water. They should be able to provide in that space. Fantastic. Expansion of coins and opportunities in the DeFi and NFT space. You know what? I'm staying from NFT. I don't even want to deal with that. I'm glad that they're going to have exposure to it, especially if after, we all know NFTs are going to crash eventually. So after the crash down, I hope that if there is a way into the future that NFTs are going to be popular and profitable, then yeah, that sounds fantastic. Increased consumer interest and acceptance in digital assets. We're seeing it every day. We're seeing banks, countries, Japan, Japan's going all in on it. We are in that age, we are in that transition. If it goes forward, it'll be a fantastic catalyst for Banxa. And last, increased public company comps and investor acceptance of sector. So the more eyes we have on this, the better. That's why I'm plugging on my video. I love the company. I want you guys to know it because a lot of people have been contacting me privately, specifically about Banxa, and I know a lot of new investors are coming into the space. Okay, next slide. Very last, we have the investor page. We're talking about the CEOs, the people who are running the business. We have a bunch of crypto nerds here, which I think is really cool. And we have Dominic Caruso himself, who seems like a very capable CEO. He seems like a giant nerd himself. And I think that's really cool. Not exactly Elon Musk nerdy, but like to a point of a nerd stance that I could really get behind. And I'm really excited to see where he takes the company goes. And that's the last slide. So let's go to the end video. All right, I know that was just a quick dive. It's just like, we're just talking about here and there about little points in their web seminar, but we don't really have much to work off of. We have increased total transaction values. We have international compliance. We have a move in interest in the world into crypto and crypto assets. And we have a company that's one of the first P2P, payment to processing providers that is on the stock market. It's on the TSX Venture Exchange at BNXA, and it's BNXAF on over the counter. Guys, I love this company. I actually just sold my entire position of VHI, which was about $500, and I plugged it in at Banxa when it was at $6.90. Now, I'm loving this company. I hope you guys too. This was just a quick dive into the webinar that they put out. It's a lovely company. I even got a couple likes by the CEO on my Twitter. So that was really cool to me. And I hope as going forward, maybe one day, hope to the stars, we'll get Dominic on the channel itself. So thanks guys for joining. That was Banxa's webinar. I hope that little, my thoughts on it were at least entertained one person. Because if I can entertain one person, then I've done my job. So financial forecaster, have a great day. Hit that like and subscribe, and thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.